What up? You probably don't know who the hell this is right now, but I'm gonna let you know this is not Snoop Dogg or 2 Chainz. This is Z Maney, Z Man, Z Dazzle. I always loved music. I was young in the game when I was listening to music like soul, funk, and a little bit of rock and roll and whatever else my mama was playing at the time. And my grandpa would play jazz all of the time. And I was young, just kind of like, liking the instruments, how it sounded and everything. But I think when my older cousins were playing like Curtis Blow and some other people like Mantronix, a little bit of that too, like later, but they were playing Curtis Blow and a little bit of Fat Boys and The Message and stuff like that, and maybe Furious 5 and whatever. And I was just kind of like, I didn't really, I was young, but I didn't really know what was going on. I was like, oh, that's cool, da 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 da. And me and my brother kind of like zoned out to it a little bit because it was kind of all instrumental at first. One day, I think I heard Slick Rick and Too Short. Now, Too Short, and a few of my friends, I'll say, they was rapping, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay. I would freestyle all the time. But I was listening to Too Short because it was all around. I was like, damn, this is sick. Then I heard Slick Rick. Now, the first shit I heard from Slick Rick was Lottie Dottie. What shocked me, though, when the nigga said, I want your wrinkled pussy, but I can't be your lover, I was like, I couldn't even believe niggas was cussing like that. You know what I mean? Like, you would hear the language, but And then rap kind of had me. Me and my brother kind of looked at each other, and I was like, dude, this is our shit. Like, this, all the other music is cool, it's grown, and it's going to take a while for us to comprehend later. But this right here is speaking to us. This is our shit. And it inspired me to just like kind of maybe freestyle a little bit, write a rhyme later. Nothing serious, you know what I mean? I didn't really get serious about it till like maybe I was writing rhymes, and one day I heard, I heard Big Daddy Kane shit, and I actually heard Rakim. When I heard Rakim, I ain't no joke. I tore up all the raps I had and just was like, this is some bullshit, you know what I mean? I was like, this fool is serious, you know what I mean? Like, everybody was saying some shit. KRS-One was saying some things I remember I heard, and other fools, and I was listening to Coog Nut and all kind of motherfuckers, and man, I was listening to all kind of shit. But when I heard Rakim like bust, like, I ain't no joke, I was just like, oh no. And then I heard Big Daddy Kane, and fools was listening to Ice-T, and we was just like, wow, is he really saying that? You know what I mean? Like, I was listening to shit that was like so kind of shocking, but we were seeing the shit, you know what I mean? Like, Ice-T was just talking about shit that we, and fools was actually seeing it, but he was rapping about it, you know what I mean? And more so, the inspiration was, at first, just being a part of this culture. I saw kids breakdancing, fools was, writing graffiti. I wrote my little name up on the wall sometimes, and ran off, you know what I'm saying? And looked at it for a minute. Okay, cool, this is tight. And then, I was out. But, and then did a little breaking here and there, strutting, you know what I'm saying? Still kind of, got my little tick on, you know what I'm saying? But, and so I've just felt part of it because it was a whole bunch of kids, and it felt like shit. Really, I felt like, it all started in San Francisco or something first, you know what I mean? Like, because I didn't know the whole coastal thing. So, until I started listening to what fools were saying in their rhymes. And then I was like, okay, this is dope, this is dope. But, started writing, like I said, a few rhymes. And what inspired me was just to be a rapper was, all these fools were rapping, you know what I mean? So, and to hear musics and the way they, were technical. Some rappers were technical, some were just like, oh, they're just rhyming, you know what I'm saying? So, to be honest, it was like maybe 88, 89. It was just, fools were just so fresh, fools were tagging on buses. Breaking was, still in. Motherfuckers had dope-ass sweatsuits. The crack era was still in, you know what I'm saying? Like, fools are selling Mad D. There was a good time because all the music was, let's say, it was just different because of, there was just different, it wasn't so, flooded, you know what I mean? Like, it was different tapes were coming out, you know what I mean? Like, and there were, oh, Public Enemy is coming out. Too Short, Born to Mac, whatever. You had EPMD. But all of these rappers were so different, you know what I'm saying? Like, NWA, like I said, like You know, I can go back with Kwame, you know what I mean? Special Ed, you know, the motherfuckers like, and they all had their own characters, you know what I mean? E40, you know what I mean? Like, it was just different fools. And that's what made me, that, you know, and the Bay Area was coming out with so much shit that everybody else didn't know about. You knew they didn't know about it. You just thought it was in the Bay, but then maybe a few fools did hear about it because, oh man, my cousin from Jersey, and he loves Filthy Phil, or he loved Mac Dre or something, you know what I mean? And he brought it back over there and then got those fools pumped about it. And they were like, oh, they doing that out in the Bay? That's what's up. You know what I mean? So that was a dope feeling. I mean, I think just the underground stuff, you know what I mean? And then the 90s kicked in and it definitely got, you know, doper. But I don't know. I mean, what made me kind of want to get into it was, I think it was just everybody was doing it. And some people weren't doing it, but I just felt like I had something with it. I had such a connection with music and such a connection with, you know, hip hop music. It really spoke to me. Like to go, oh man, let me write something witty. Let me talk about this that, you know, these dudes are thinking about, but they ain't gonna say it. You know what I mean? Or let me say this, and you know, other rappers, you know, that were just fly or dope. I would take little pieces from everybody and go, let me just mold one rap dude, and that'll be Z-Man. When I got a chance to get in the studio, start getting money to get in the studio, it was reel to reel. You know what I'm saying? Tape. You know what I'm saying? That good old-fashioned tape. And we came out with a tape in 96, me and my group at the time, 99th Dimension. Dimension. Not like how it's spelled. It's a little different. But anyway, we came out with a tape in 96, and people received it well, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of compared us to Pharcyde and all that, but it wasn't such a bad compliment. I mean, at the time, we were like, what the fuck? What you saying, man? Hold on, now we our own shit. But I get it now. and after a day, we were like, oh, no, that's kind of cool. Whatever. But, so, I mean, we came out with a tape in 96 and came out with another tape in 08, and that was kind of crazy one, you know, it was about kids being young and dumb in special ed class. And then on the other side, they were dope fiends. So, I thought it was interesting. And then we dropped other stuff, and the group kind of broke up, and we're going their separate ways. And I dropped I went and did a 4-track album called A Verse or Two. And it was crazy. It sounded crazy, but that's what I wanted. I wanted it to sound ill. Then, as I mastered that sound, I came out with the ultimate. It's called 4 Hours of Sleep. And I think that's what kind of put me on the map a little bit. I mean, you know, fools were bugging on that shit. They were like, oh, I didn't know you were coming like that. Oh, what? So I had to get it out. And I got it out through we got most of everything out through a website at the time called ATAC. And that's how we got all over the country and then out of the country. And that shit that was pretty dope. And I think also doing that tape got me signed to Hyro. So I did a little something with Hyro in 03 and came out with Doper Dog Food. And I was mind blown. But keeping it in, you know, I was like, oh shit, this is the shit. I thought I was like, I don't know, man. I thought I hit fucking the lotto, you know what I mean? But it was dope just because I admired them fools, you know what I mean? Because Dale was a big influence on me too, and so were the other fools, you know what I mean? And like, so it was just kind of like, this is crazy. Then I started dibbling dabbling and came out with another, you know, just did one album, but that was cool. That was good enough. I felt good. Dropped another little thing called Anti-Nerd, and that was fresh. I got like a lot of props on that, and then I put out my own little shit after called Don't Forget to Brag, and didn't get a lot of, like, I don't think a lot of people heard it just because it was independent, but people, they respected it, you know what I mean? So, and then from there, on and on and on and on, dropping everything in whatever. Oh, also, I was on Def Jam. I was on Def Jam with a group, One Block Radius. It was very pop, but I was rapping. You know what I mean? I was representing the hip hop side. But that was a dope experience too, you know. And that was in 08. That was crazy because Def Jam, I just didn't expect that either. That was another dope chapter in my career. I think it's the way I rap, I guess, because I have that old school feel too, you know, and some of it's, I guess, maybe I'll say a song or two could be timeless, you know what I mean, like where you can't just pigeonhole it and say, hey, this is this and that, oh, that's from that era. I just kind of do it, you know what I mean? I do what I feel, and I do what because the thing is, Barrett, you got to have in your mind, rappers, I know they have in their mind, they're like, okay, this is what to do, and this is what not to do. Even though the world is changing and the music is sounding way different now, and you feel like you might have to keep up with the times, or you have to, oh, what's up with them, man? I gotta compete with them and shit. It's like, don't worry about it. It's just do you. Do you keep your originality? I mean, I'm a character, so I mean, and I write about, off the hook ass shit, or things that are just really, really like very true but brutal, and I kind of, with comedy. That's my thing too, so I'm not really sure. I mean, a challenge sometimes to me is not being able to maybe get music out as quickly as I want to now. I don't have any manager, no investors, no sponsors. I just do it all myself. And I had some situations, but now I'm out back on my own. That's kind of the challenging part, you know what I mean? And just putting together tours and making sure people, because you kind of, after you do this so long, you kind of get a business mind, you know what I mean? And you see other rappers and promoters and producers or DJs or what have you, they do the same thing, and then you kind of like go, oh, okay, what y'all do to get that, So that's, I mean, that would be the only challenge. I mean, and getting back on the road and getting these decent, better, bigger shows, I would say. I want people to remember me by just the live shows that I've done, the entertainment I've left, the music, the artwork. I just want them to say, hey, this kid put his all into it, and I appreciated it. And he made me laugh. He made me cry sometimes. He made me mad. Motherfucker did make me mad, but I forgave him. Motherfucker owed me money, but it's all right. But I just want them to remember the good times and the bad times and the really good times that touched them. So if they got the music and everything, I think they get it, because it's kind of an acquired taste.